Welcome to Cloud Dancer Speaks. Well, there's a couple of things that I didn't mention in the last video I did, which I should have done really. And I'm referring to a little village in Yorkshire where the people have utilised every bit of green land that they can get their hands on. Back gardens, front gardens, park areas, everything they can get their hands on to grow vegetables and fruit.
And herbs.
Eh?
And herbs.
And what?
Herbs.
Oh, and herbs. Now, when someone wants, they just help themselves to what they need. So if they need a few carrots, a few herbs, or a few potatoes, off they go and they pick them, they take them and make the dinner. And everyone in this village does this. They've become completely self-sufficient. Now it is beginning to spread through a lot of other places in England as well.
And Europe.
And Europe. People are becoming to realise that they can survive this dark hour that we're in with minimum effort. Well, I say minimum effort, with cooperation. What I said a long time ago, get together people, get to the allotments, all of you, get together, grow stuff. You can beat this. But it's going to take some effort on your part as well. And you can survive it. And you'll be far better off than what you ever were. Now, Dark Raven one put an article on about this. And the human race generally is very lazy. They're bone idle. They'd rather sit in front of a television 24/7. Carpet slippers and dressing gowns and slobber around. Do you know, we went shopping one Friday, it was one Friday afternoon, and there was a woman in carpet slippers, dressing gown and a nightshirt going through the supermarket, doing her shopping. Come on, this isn't on. What happened to the spirit of survival? What happened to the unity that they had in the Second World War, where people helped each other? What happened to all that?
It's alright, they get out of their cars here in their pyjamas and dressing gown to take their kids to school.
That's very true. To reiterate on that, they get out the car in pyjamas and dressing gowns just to take their kids to school. They're so bloody lazy. And then what they do, they moan about what hard times we're going through and about the difficulties we're going through. What hypocritical nonsense. Well, that's what I wanted to add. Also, some people say, why do I wear red? Well, I wear red to remind me of the innocent blood that is spilt through the ages, and through the innocent blood that is spilt now through man's stupidity, of the delight in that great sport of shooting another person, or worse. It's my way of showing the world enough's enough. Now, spirit. You know, some people have asked me, how can I be in one place and yet in another place at the same time? Well, we all seem to have this ability here. Dark Raven one has it, I have it. And it's not that your body is moving, your astral body is tripping to that person, but you're connected to your physical body, so there is a connection there. There's a lot of things I wanted to say about this, but it's inadequate yet. We were watching a program yesterday. It's supposed to have been on witchcraft, modern witchcraft. Turned out to be a bloody biography on Gerald Gardner, which was completely inadequate. It was inaccurate. I mean, Gerald Gardner, for God's sake, he created Wicca. He liked a bit of flagellation. So, he also liked nudity. So, the birth of Wicca started. And let's face it, in those days when he started this, he had to be extremely careful because witchcraft laws were still in force. They were only repealed in 1939, wasn't it, love?
Yeah.
And it was replaced by the fraudulent medium laws. So, those that have seen it, they didn't go into half of what was divulged. Like his Book of Shadows is worth about £1 million sterling. But it is so inaccurate because it contains a lot of Aleister Crowley stuff as well. He did meet real witches. He was initiated with real witches, which I have met these witches, and that's the New Forest witches. And they were genuine in every respect. Ronan, who was the high priestess, she was perfect in every way. There was so much they could have mentioned, but they never touched upon witchcraft. They touched upon Wicca. Okay, so get your kit off, let's run round in a circle. I'm not amused. Witchcraft is not, is not performed as it did in the old days. It changes, it adapts, it modifies, it increases to cope with the environment of today. It deals with a higher aspect, if you like, of witchcraft. I am a witch, and I don't want to be anything else but a witch. And I speak on behalf of the Buffalo and Dark Raven one as well. The Native Americans in America, we were talking to a couple of Native Americans. They said, how close was our rituals to that of North America? The natives of North America. The real Americans. I hate the word Americans, I hate the word British, I hate the word Irish. I am a citizen of Earth. Not of America, not of Britain, not of Ireland. There should be no boundaries between these countries. We're all human beings, we're all surviving together. And the Cosmic Masters are aware of what is happening. And they can do so much if we let them. This is not an ancient superstition. It's not an ancient faith. To have faith is to believe in something that is not tangible. If I pray to a cabbage to heal me, that is faith. If I pray for my dog to do what it's told, that's faith. If I pray for a cuddle of Dark Raven One, believe it, that is faith.
Yeah, because you'll get it back.
But in this program, witches make spells and all the rest of it. It's more scientific than that. You're dealing with Tachyon forces and Tachyon energy. And being able to manipulate this energy. It's nothing very mysterious. I hate the word magic. It is a procedure, if you like. In life we tend to get linked to things a lot of things that we shouldn't get linked to. We're our own worst enemies. We do things and then the result comes through and we complain about the result after we caused it. And also every person's action doesn't just involve them. It involves all those that are surrounding that person. It involves so many people. If a marriage breaks up, and the bitterness between the spouse and the husband, it affects everybody. It affects the children, it affects the grandchildren, it affects the grandparents, on and on and on. In turn, the aunts and the uncles. Everyone's infected because of their stupid actions. So we've got to be careful how we approach things, how we deal with things, and how we deal with people. The darkness, the dark side will always try and creep through. It will always try and manipulate us. It will always try and manipulate us for their own aim. So, and because of that, we must be careful. We link to things. We link to possessions. How many, every Sunday on a hot summer's day, how many people do you see out there cleaning their prized possession? And then they go into the wife, their second possession. And the kids, they're the third possession. What is the matter? You can't own anything.
14 minutes have passed now.
Okay. There's nothing on this earth you can own.
You're just the caretaker.
Yes, that's all you are, a caretaker. For God's sake, you don't even own your own bodies. You've got to go back to the earth. That is the law of nature. That is the law. Your spirit then goes to more fertile grounds. And sometimes it's reborn on this earth again. If you've made a mess up of this life, you can be sure you're coming back, brother. You're coming back. And you'll keep coming back until you get it right.
Or if you're very bold, you'll be earthbound.
You got that right. Yes, if you're very bold, you will be earthbound, that's for sure. Me and Dark Raven One, we were passing a cemetery, wasn't it, love?
Yeah.
I see all these people wandering around. And what I was looking at was spirit. They were lost. Some of them didn't even know they'd died. They were completely lost. They didn't know what they were doing. It was horrific. And yet they have a church and they have a ready-made haunting land called a grave. Native Americans got it right. They burnt the bodies. The Celts got it right. They burnt the bodies.
Yeah, you have to.
It's necessary.
You leave no connection in there.
There must be no connection whatsoever to this earth. Okay. I guess I've got to leave you here. Think about what I've said. I know I've covered several different points today, and because some of the things I'm not allowed to mention.
Time to go.
And you know, when I'm told not to mention anything, I usually do.
No, you don't. Now, come on.
Enjoy the rest of the day. Well, by the time we get this, it'll be night time for some of you. Our blessings are with each and every one of you. And you're in our hearts all the time. Believe it. Namaste. Om Shanti.